Hello, my name is Keith Jeffrey. Today I would like to discuss the topic of metadata for open government data. In this video we address the fourth learning objective of the Open Government MOOC, namely to analyse and discuss the benefits, barriers and potential negative effects of a particular open government case, including technological and judicial aspects. We focus particularly on the technological aspects of open government data. More specifically, after this video, you should be able to A, to define what is metadata, B, to describe metadata standards for open government data, and C, to discuss the broader picture of metadata. So we start by defining metadata. Metadata are commonly defined as data about data. However, this definition is unhelpful. To explain what metadata are, we should use the analogy of a library user. On this slide, you can see that users of a library may utilize a catalogue as metadata to find what they're looking for, and it is similar for accessing internet resources. However, while the catalogue is metadata to the researcher finding an article, it may be data to a librarian counting the stock of articles on biotechnology. Thus, metadata somehow describes internet resources for the end user. The take-home message is that it is all data, although for certain purposes it may be used as metadata. Here is a list of elements found commonly in metadata schemes. They are classified by usage: discovery, context, and detailed. Discovery is to find a dataset. Context is to ensure it is fit for the purpose. And detailed, or domain-specific, is to connect software to the data. It should be noted that many of the elements are not simple attribute values, but have internal structure and also relationships to each other. Now we will address the next topic, namely describing metadata standards for open government data. There are hundreds of specific formats used as a standard within the specific community, but ones used widely across communities are Dublin Core, the Comprehensive Knowledge Archive Network, the e-Government Metadata Standard, the Data Catalogue Vocabulary, INSPIRE, and the Common European Research Information Format. Dublin Core, also called DC, is used to describe web pages. The Comprehensive Knowledge Archive Network, also called CKAN, is used in government open data sites. The e-Government Metadata Standard, or eGMS, is based on DC. The Data Catalogue Vocabulary, or DCAT, is used for datasets on the web and is also based on DC. INSPIRE is used for datasets with geospatial coordinates. The Common European Research Information Format, or CERIF, is an EU recommendation to member states and is used for all research information. All of these standards but CERIF were originally flat or linear. Most of them have moved progressively from flat metadata with single valued attributes or elements to elements with structure. One example is the move of Dublin Core to utilize Resource Description Framework. But in general, these structural properties are not used. CERIF has various advantages compared to the other standards, as can be seen on this slide. A first distinguishing feature is that CERIF allows for the representation of graph structures, so that a realistic representation of a domain can be given and linked open data can be generated. CERIF also records the temporal duration of relationships. While all four standards capture dates, Only Serif records this together with the actors involved in any event. Serif is the only one of the 4 standards with extensible semantics. Furthermore, Serif is the only one with built-in multilinguality for textual elements. This brings us to our 3rd sub-learning objective, namely to discuss the broader picture of metadata. As indicated before, metadata is used for discovery, contextualization, and detailed processing. In the Engage project, we generated discovery-level metadata from Serif, which covers the contextual level. Furthermore, we use Serif to point to more detailed metadata as used for data processing. In parallel, conversion from Serif to CKAN allowed the representation of the metadata as linked open data for browsing. Information related to the presentation is available through the following reference. Thank you for your attention.